Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. It is Sweet as Salt, and today I literally just got back from seeing Snow White for the second time. So my brother, he loved it. And I came home to see this on my front porch, which was crazy. Like, the timing is great. I finally have the limited edition Snow White live action doll from the Disney store. I have been so excited for this doll. I'll show you something that I've had for, I think it's been like almost 2 years, if not a year and a half at this point that I've had this, that I've just been like waiting anxiously to like get my hands on the final version of the doll. And like, it was just so funny that like it came today. I went to go see the movie with my brother because we both had off, and I was like, you know what? Let me check and see if it's getting delivered. It's supposed to get delivered tomorrow, but it came today, and I just can't believe it. But yeah, let's just look at the box because I'm taking this girl out, obviously. In person, I have to say, I wasn't a fan on the blue on blue, but I kind of like it in person. Like, there's a very subtle gradient to this, and the back of the box seems to be just like a solid blue, and it pops pretty well because it has this gold border around it. And I'm also not the best at showing the LE boxes on here. I haven't opened one since Asha, I think, and that was back in November or something. So apologies, but here is the box, just as a quick handover. The Snow White logo, limited edition of 3900. We have all the gold foiling, some of the branches and things going all the way to the top, where it has the Disney logo and a bunch more of that really beautiful foiling. And the sides, my brother, I literally just opened this with him downstairs just to like look at it for the first time. It has a bunch of really pretty red flowers, which I like didn't know, and I don't know if they were in the stock photos. If they were, then I just like didn't notice. But I really like that because it has all three of like the primary colors and Snow White's colors like on the sides, and I don't know, I think it's a really cool touch. I do kind of wish some of them transferred onto the box, maybe coming through up here or something, but beggars can't be choosers. I'm also unboxing this doll, so I don't really care, to be honest. The top I can't really show, but it just says, it has the Snow White logo at the top. But on the back, here is the back with the blurb, which I'll read. Celebrating the live-action film release of Snow White, this limited edition doll captures our heroine who's brave and true. Revel in the magic of the classic story retold that follows this kind-hearted and noble princess as she escapes from the evil queen who has taken over her kingdom. Snow White reclaims her land with the help of 7 miners and allies along the way. Designed by Disney artists, this doll is to be the fairest of treasured keepsakes for fans and collectors alike. So cute. And then it says, I don't know, is that new? That they include certificate and display stands, like actually have it down there written. This one I also ordered from the Disney store online, so there's no like price or anything, but I did pay $149.99 after taxes and everything. She was like $162 or something, which is a lot. And I really wish I didn't have to pay that much, but alas, Disney keeps raising the prices on the LEs, and I don't collect them like that because these dolls are just too big for my collection, but I am like one of the biggest Rachel fans ever, so it was a splurge that I was willing to take, and I do kind of want to get a second one, so shh. But anyways, I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna unbox her, and we'll be right back. She's out of the box. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not often rendered speechless by an LE doll. Like, I think that every single one that I've curated in my collection, I think is excellent, and I love them. Do I necessarily think they're worth the money? No. Do I think she's worth the money? I'm gonna be honest, no. But I just think this, like, Rachel is so special to me that, like, I can't believe how good this doll is. Like, I really expected Disney to fumble the bag with this one. I mean, not like they really could, because this is the only Disney store doll that we have for this movie of Rachel Snow White. Clock it. Like, that's a rant for another video that I am planning on doing, so watch out for that. But I'm just, like, I'm rendered speechless by this doll. Like, okay. Let's take a look at the face, because I have something really exciting that I can actually, like, I don't know if compare is the right word. Oh god, is this not going to stay? Okay, well, I thought it was going to be a fun little background piece, but nope. Taking the box out. But take a look at the beautiful face and face sculpt. I think this looks so much like Rachel, even with like the face paint. Like, I think this screening is so beautiful. I love the makeup, I love the lips, the blushing is beautiful, the brows. And something that I could do as a fun side-by-side is I have the head sculpt without any of the actual face paint or anything. And the skin tone is different, but I got this on AliExpress way before we even saw any like previews of any of the dolls, like any leaks or anything. And I was like, that has to be Rachel's face. So I bought it because I figured, why not? And yeah, it is Rachel's face. You can tell because obviously it looks like her, but there's also some sculpted on moles that she has on her face, which is so cool. So if you guys wanted to know what the actual face sculpt looks like, here it is compared to the actual doll. Here's the side profiles. Like, this sculpt is unbelievably beautiful. And it is just like kind of crazy that I've had this head for like almost 2 years. I think I got this in December of 2023. Had to have been. And then like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've had this for a very long time. But I love seeing that side-by-side comparison. But let's just take a look at the doll. Like, I just need you guys to get into this face. I think it is so beautiful. And I love the way that Disney does, like, their facial screenings. I think it is just, it's crisp, but it also is, like, almost hand-painted in the way that the makeup is applied sometimes. Like, the lips specifically look so interesting. I love that they're, like, slightly two-toned. The blush looks so beautiful and natural. The lashes are really pretty. I love a shimmer lid, so that's beautiful. And I think the brows look beautiful as well. But yeah, this is the rest of the head. She probably has poly, which is annoying. So there really probably isn't much I can do to like fix it up. And also it's a bob, so I don't really want to mess it up too much. But I do think it looks quite pretty. I guess like comparing it to the only other Snow White doll, their blends are pretty similar. There is a lot more black, or I mean, it comes off as black on camera, but it is like a brownish black, but there seems to be a lot more of like the black streaks in the Disney Store doll, whereas the Mattel doll has a lot more of the brown. So that is just something to note. But yeah, she also has this headband with this really cute bow. I don't really know. I haven't like delved into how it is staying on, but it is tied in, so I'm assuming that's how it is. And it might not even be a full, no, it is a full headband, and it does Velcro on the back, so that's cool. Yeah, she has a middle part. I mean, you're not really going to do anything. Sorry if you hear something in the background. Don't really know what's going on downstairs, but yeah, I don't know. I just think this sculpt and this face looks beautiful. And then here, let's get on to the dress. Like, oh, like this bodice is bonkers crazy. Like, I need everybody to like get into it. Like that embroidery on the actual bodice part, the lacing, the like, I don't know if it's like faux brocade or not, because this entire doll's dress is lined, so I can't tell if it's like actual brocade, because it is a lot less, it's like a lot more matte than the Mattel doll, but it looks like, it just looks so beautiful. I love the colors on this dress. I know a lot of people have had a problem with the actual like skirt. We'll get to that in a second, specifically the color just in general. I think it looks really good. It's a lot less of like a neon yellow, and it's a lot more of like a golden like mustard yellow, I would say, but we'll get to that in a second. But here is just a quick little pan around of the top. The puff sleeves are beautiful as well. I'm gonna have to figure out how to situate them because they do look kind of uneven right now, but that's just how they were packaged. But all the stitching detail, the red, like it looks so beautiful and well done. Like I can't get over it. The bodice is what's like particularly gagging me. I think it just, oh my god, I just love how like vibrant it looks, and I love that it's like actually embroidered. It just adds like another level of dimension, because they probably could have done a similar fabric to like how the rest of the dress is done, but it just looks so beautiful. The necklace also is fully metal, and on the back, I think, I don't know if I'm gonna, yeah, you can see it. It has like an actual clasp, like a, is that a hook eye clasp? No, fish hook lobster claw. That's a lobster claw, I think. But yeah, so you can actually take it on and off without like much of an issue, which is appreciated because I'm so bad at taking off doll jewelry, and that is like how I put on my necklaces. It's so very appreciated. And also the collar itself is pretty malleable, so you can kind of change how you want it on the doll. So you can kind of push it down, which I think is like I think it's an interesting look. Will I keep it like that? Probably not. And then you can push it up which is how it is in the movie. Looks really, really pretty. Either way, I think that looks so good. And then I guess I'll just take this off now. This is the accessory she comes with, which is just a basket of apples, because this scene is particularly when she wears this dress out and she's picking apples before the forest, where the blue overskirt gets ripped off. So cool. I would have rathered us not get this and put a little more budget into the skirt, but we'll get there. But this is very well painted. I think it looks really pretty, and if you're someone that likes to take a lot of photography, I think that's going to be like an excellent piece to have, even just if you're going to use it for other dolls. I think it's going to be really cool. Next, I guess we'll show the sleeves. I love this sort of sleeve. I don't really know what it's called, but I just think it looks so pretty. And it has a bit of like lacing type here where the ribbon is tied off into a bow. The other side of mine, this side, the bow came undone. So I'm gonna have to decide if I want to even attempt to try and do the ribbon again or just untie that, because on the Mattel doll and on the Mattel doll, it has like these extra strands, but it does also have the bow there. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. My big ass hands kind of can't tie the bow, so I might just have to accept my losses and untie the other side so it looks even at least. But if all goes according to plan, I should be able to get a second one of this doll in the future. Hopefully she doesn't sell out, knocks on wood, but yes. So next is the actual like bodice and skirt, the meat of the dress, if you will. So here is how that looks. The overskirt is really, really beautiful. I love the actual metal clasp thing here. It looks so pretty. And then here, this is actually probably the best place to show like just a quick pan down of all the embroidery. I'm not an embroidery snob like a lot of Disney collectors are, but I do think it works really well on this doll. It just adds another little level of dimension to a doll that we're probably only going to get one of, because there isn't even a classic doll or a singing doll of Rachel Snow White, which, again, rant for another video. But here is the really beautiful flower embroidery with all the little rhinestones on it. I just think it's so beautiful, and I like that it isn't too much, because sometimes I think the embroidery can be a little too much and can overwhelm the dress, and I think in this case they chose the right amount, because there is so much like decorative like embellishments on the fabric of the dress as it is. So I think adding too much of it would have kind of taken away from the specialty of the fabric, if that makes sense. But that is what it looks like. Here is a quick pan over of the entire skirt. Very, very beautiful. I'm a big fan of how it looks. And then hopefully I can do this kind of seamlessly. We can take the overskirt off. Oh God, it's gonna be stuck around the stand. 1 second. The overskirt got caught on the stand, but I do want to show it before we get into the actual skirt. This is all one piece, which is a little upsetting, but we'll get in that in a second. This overskirt is completely lined in a darker blue fabric, which is really, really pretty. And it is just attached with Velcro, so you can slip it on and off. You could probably even make it like a cape or a capelet type thing. I don't know. There's probably a lot of really cool things you could do with this, so I might play around a bit. I don't know. I kind of just keep my LEs as they are most of the time. Even though I washed her hair, I usually just keep them as they are. But yeah, that is the overskirt. So here is the doll without that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think this skirt is honestly, like, quite frankly, abhorrent. I don't understand what was going on at the Disney design department, or like, it probably wasn't even the design. It was probably the people, the cost cutting factors, and they were like, we need to reduce cost for some reason so they could get a bigger profit margin, even though you're already overpricing these dolls like tenfold. Like, I think Asha was priced perfectly. This doll honestly probably should have been 100, because they have the exact same amount of separate pieces. Like, Asha has 2 separate pieces, this doll has 2 separate pieces, the actual dress and the overskirt. That one had two pretty much entirely different dresses. But whatever, I'm not gonna harp on that too much. I think the color of this dress, or the skirt, is... Oh, a doll just fell. I think the color of this skirt is very pretty, and especially comparing it to the Mattel doll. Also, while we're comparing them, okay. There's a lot of things I have to talk about when I'm comparing these two. Probably should have waited till the end of the video, but I'm already doing it throughout the video, so whatever. This skirt has one tulle layer, and then the base layer, which is like this faux brocade fabric with a bunch of that really pretty floral on it. The Mattel dress has 1, 2, 3 different layers. Tell me, how does a $75 doll from Mattel, an outside company that is taking the license and probably has to cost cut more, how does this skirt have more layers and honestly look better than this? I don't know. I think they probably thought that a lot of the people that are buying this doll aren't going to take them out of the box, which, valid, I guess. So they would have the blue overskirt over it, but it's like, you couldn't even, like, give us another layer or two, a petticoat even, like, I don't know, especially because in the movie, the skirt is so flowy and, like, it's a lot bigger than it looks. This is honestly just a tad, not even a tad, it's very disappointing, I'll be honest. I'm not getting paid to make this video or anything, so... But I still think it looks very pretty. I think this is me, like, trying to rationalize it in my head, even though I think that it should be a bigger skirt. I think the slimmed down version is honestly quite pretty as well. I think the silhouette of this looks cool. I don't know. And I am going to keep her with the blue overskirt, but if I do get a second one, I'm probably going to take the blue overskirt off. So it's just something to note, especially if you're someone that likes to play around with their dolls a bit. It's cool that they give you the option to take off the blue overskirt, but not cool that, like, this skirt looks like this when the bodice and the overskirt look as nice as they do. Just being completely honest. So that is, like, my only real big qualm with this doll is that everything else quality-wise is very, very nice, but the skirt is quite a big glaring issue, but whatever. And then here are the shoes. It's also very interesting that Mattel did the shoes better. So they're just these red flats, but the Mattel doll, okay, interesting that that can stay because of how stiff the skirt fabric is, haha. The Mattel doll has actual ribbons. Mine look a little weird because I can never get the bow back in, but it is what it is. But yeah, that is everything about this doll, which is kind of crazy. Would I recommend you buy her if you are a Disney collector? Yes, I think that this doll is... I also really like the Sandy Powell costumes for this movie. I know that's kind of a controversial take. I think people have been harping on this dress for a really long time based on just the colors alone, but I love it. I think it's very beautiful, and even though they are, like, very bright, almost neon colors at times, I think it looks beautiful, and I think the way that the doll was able to use those colors and even tone down the skirt a little bit is very fun. Do I think she's worth $149.99? For me, $162 and some change? No. I never think that any of the Ellies are worth that money, but I think she's worth it and how much joy she brings me. Like, I've been waiting for this movie for years and years. Whenever Rachel first got cast, I've been a fan of Rachel for a really, really long time, back when she was just doing covers on YouTube. Even before she got her first big role, like, I was watching her Shrek the Musical vlogs on YouTube. Like, I've been here for a long time. So having an Ellie Disney doll of her is kind of insane, and the fact that it, in my opinion, it looks a lot like her, even though it's like a very, like, stylized version of her. I think it looks beautiful. Oh, I guess I could show the two faces side by side. There isn't really much to compare here because they are very different stylistically, but that is what the Mattel doll looks like next to the Disney Store doll, if you guys were curious. They are very, very different stylistically, but yeah, that is there for those of you that care about that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about this doll because I'm just very happy to have her. I literally just got back from seeing the movie the second time, so I'm, like, kind of on a Snow White high right now. I just want to, like, play with her and, like, pose her and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I guess let me know what you think about this doll. And I will preface this by saying if you send any hate towards Rachel about her looks or about her casting, you will be blocked from this channel. I have already done it on my Mattel review, so I'm not afraid to do it again. This is not a place for sending hate to anybody aside from the witch in the movie. I will gladly accept hate for her. But if you are going to attack Rachel based on her looks, based on her casting, based on anything surrounding her, you will be blocked. And I'm not afraid to say that. So, yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, I guess. And I am praying, Disney, give us more dolls for this movie. Please, please. But stay tuned for a video about that because I have a lot of choice words about Disney and their marketing for this movie. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.